Welcome back, everybody. We are here again in the test kitchen above Frontera Grill, in the fabulous kitchen that you get to test all your recipes and products in. And we've got a guest today. Why don't you introduce our guest?
We have Giuseppe Tentori from GT Fish and Oyster, one of my favorite places. Welcome to the test kitchen, and thank you for playing our little game with us today.
I'm excited.
Yeah, well, it's always fun because what we try to do here is just give our listeners the opportunity to kind of cook along with us. Something simple, something that has basically a special ingredient that we've chosen, then 5 other ingredients that you might have in your pantry. I don't know, maybe you have to stop by your grocery store to get them. Or maybe you have to stop by your restaurant to get it. I don't know. And then the whole idea is that it's something that's fast to make. It takes about 15 minutes. And we just do it as a sort of gentle
challenge.
Gentle
challenge.
Okay.
So our secret, our seasonal ingredient today is fennel. Fennel. I love fennel. What do you guys think about fennel?
Do you like fennel?
I love fennel.
You probably grew up with fennel.
I grew up eating fennel.
Yeah, see, and I didn't grow up. I didn't have fennel for the first time until I was probably 25 years old. And remember, I lived in Mexico. I only learned the word for fennel in Spanish about 3 years ago because they don't have it. They don't even know what it is there.
How do you say Spanish?
Now, hinojo.
Hinojo?
And what is it in Italian?
Finocchio.
Finocchio, of course. And it's very interesting that a lot of the young chefs that are doing sort of modern versions of Mexican food now, they're all having farmers grow it for them in Mexico City, and they're using it because it actually marries beautifully with the flavors of the Mexican kitchen.
It has that anise, almost licorice-y, right?
It does.
Right.
That's why people also they're a little afraid to use the fennel because it's too sweet for some of it. I introduced that to my wife 3 years ago. She's in love with that now.
Yeah, cool.
She's like, I want fennel in my salad all the time.
And you said that. It's like a lot of us get introduced to fennel by way of a shredded fennel salad or fennel in another salad, and it's got crunchiness, like almost celery-like crunchiness.
It's very refreshing too.
Very refreshing, really beautiful, and all parts of it I think can be used.
This is going to be interesting. As you know, Giuseppe, 15 minutes on the clock, so are you ready?
Ready, set, go.
Let us begin. 15 minutes,
15
We start 2 minutes right now. All right, we got a timekeeper over here. We're starting with, it looks like, Giuseppe, you're chopping up the fennel almost like an onion, right?
Correct. I'm going to try to make a little couscous almost out of this fennel.
Oh my God.
Just get a little crunchiness.
Did you say couscous?
Yeah, chop is very small.
Okay.
You can make couscous with cauliflower too these days, but we'll do
Everybody's doing it.
So you're really chopping it fine. And Rick, you've got some bacon you've chopped up roughly and you're putting it in a skillet?
That's right. And about sort of a little bit smaller than half-inch pieces. And I've got that. I'm going to cook that a little bit faster than what you would do it if you wanted to get just crispy bacon, because I want it to stay soft on the inside but browned on the outside.
So I noticed you guys are just using the fennel bulb at the bottom. Are you going to keep the fronds, the top, that sort of it looks like dill, as something else, or is that discarded?
I'm going to use it. What are you going to do?
I think I'm going to use the decoration too.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a nice flavor.
What I really like about it so much is that it has the same flavor, but it does get more green. It does have a sort of green-like flavor to it.
Okay. So what's your strategy, by the way? What are you doing?
My strategy is pretty simple. It's something that I love to make at home, and that is leek and potato soup, but I'm going to do leek and potato soup with fennel in it. Okay, so I'm just going to start here with, so I've got my bacon starting to brown a little bit now, and I'm going to take a couple of leeks here.
I have a little pancetta.
Oh gosh, here we are doing cured pork products here.
We are in the Midwest. People love pork.
Absolutely.
And what's your strategy? It's shrimp now too.
GT Fish and Oyster, we got to have some fish in here.
Okay. So is this a particular type of, is it a white, I can't see, a Gulf shrimp? What is it?
So we have like a Gulf shrimp, like a U10, they're very small.
U10 just means 10 to a pound?
10 to a pound, correct. You're gonna put a little salt and roll them up.
So you've laid out the strips of pancetta.
Yeah, so it's like a,
And you put the shrimp in it, you're rolling it up, like a bacon wrapped scallop idea.
Correct.
Okay.
I've got my fennel already cut up there, but then I'm going to also put some potato.
What kind of potato?
This is the Yukon Gold potato, which I think works really well for something like this. And I'm going to cut that into small cubes, and then I'm going to microwave the two of those together to steam them to doneness. I'll check it after about a minute or so and see if it's really steaming. If it's not steaming so that the plastic has risen up and looks puffy, then I'll just add a little bit of water, like a tablespoon or so to it.
Giuseppe, you're chopping this fennel now a little differently, right?
So that's in cubes, like a 1-inch cube.
Okay.
So what you can do with this, you can do like it's a nice canapé too.
Canapé?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's a little bite.
Okay.
It's a little
it's beautiful.
crouton.
It's
And what we're
nice.
gonna do,
All right.
I have more fish. I have a little tuna.
Tuna. Sure, you can find that in your grocery store. A little
Tuna, you can
ahi
find-
tuna, a
What, it's
little
ahi
poke.
tuna?
What is this
Yeah,
guy?
Tuna.
I see,
Yeah, absolutely. This is.
I see sushi grade tuna all the time at the grocery store. That's
Actually,
perfectly
you
cute.
can get it
Yeah.
sometimes, not all the time, but you can
Just
get
the right
it.
store.
Just the right store.
Yeah, like a
absolutely.
Japanese grocery store maybe.
Well, that for sure.
Whole Foods, they have it these days.
Whole Foods, they have it, yes, I was
Mariano's
gonna say.
also.
Okay, all right.
They
Nice
have
plug
it
for
there,
Mariano's.
yeah.
All right. So you're just gonna. Well, I can't see the color over there, but tell me, describe what you're looking
So I'm
for.
gonna just flip the shrimp right here.
Okay.
Nice color here, nice and gold.
It's kind of golden brown.
Golden
all right.
brown. You
That's
can
a
see
nice.
shrimp that changing color. So shrimp changing color from white to pink. That's where we want to flip it.
Yeah. Okay. And now, Rick, you're pulling the fronds
I'm
off
just
this.
those feathery little fennel fronds.
I think a lot of people toss this.
I think they do
Don't you
too.
think? They think.
And I
that's-
think it's really wonderful.
And
And
now
you
still some from you, Rick.
Yes, please help yourself as much as you want. That's what, we have fun here.
He
Okay.
came prepared.
This will go into the middle territory here if anybody wants to use that.
And Giuseppe, what have you added to this tuna that you picked up at the
I
grocery
have a
store?
little olive oil
Yeah,
and
olive-
soy. That's all I did.
Olive oil and soy.
Nothing else.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Tell us about GT Fish, by the way.
So
and
GT
oyster.
Fish and Oyster is like a seafood restaurant. We carry like a lot of small plates, about 30 different dishes on the menu of like 3 to 4 bite plates. And basically it's an oyster bar.
So you're putting your little canapes here, your
Little
1-inch
fennel.
dice pieces of fennel on the plate,
Correct.
and you're just going to add the tuna
I'm
on
gonna
top?
add the tuna on top. And after I'm done with that, I'm gonna garnish with a little fennel front.
All right.
And just one little bite.
Okay.
Think about tataki, but a different way with fennel.
That's a good idea. All right. And Rick is checking his steamed potatoes and fennel,
And fennel.
but you're sauteing leeks here.
The leeks are sauteing with the bacon, and you'll notice that they've now sort of softened. They've turned to, well, not that light green that they were when they first went in here. They've now darkened a little bit. Everything is softened in color and texture. And the flavor, of course, once they start to brown, will be so beautiful in this soup.
Okay, we've got about 7 minutes to go, it looks like.
right.
7 minutes, we're just a little over
Halfway.
halfway there. How you doing over there, Giuseppe? Okay?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah?
I'm not going down yet, but
Are we having
getting
a
ready.
party here? You got enough there for about 8 people, but that's okay. I won't balk at seconds.
Okay.
Did these steam okay?
They did, but the fennel is still just a tiny bit crispy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it another minute of cooking.
It's a pretty tough, hearty vegetable, though. I
It
mean, you
is,
really,
and-
yeah.
It's slightly fibrous.
Now you're putting the fronds, just a little bit as a garnish
little
on top of the
on
tuna.
top of the tuna. So if you think about it, you made like in a few seconds like a beautiful canapes here too.
Yeah, that is
Can't
beautiful,
believe
yeah.
you're doing that.
Assuming somebody does all the sourcing and chopping of the tuna for you, yes. Does it have to be a certain type of tuna, though? I mean, when you go to the store,
Poke
tuna?
tuna. So deal is like it's a big eye tuna.
Okay.
And literally like these days, like almost all the grocery stores they have it.
I mean, now in terms of sustainability, is there an issue there with the tuna or no?
I will stay with Hawaiian tuna.
Hawaiian,
Yes.
okay. All right. You've got a little broth here that you've had on the
Yeah, I
stove
just
going
wanted
right.
it to be hot when we started here.
Is it
And
chicken
I'm-
broth?
It's chicken broth,
Okay.
yes. And when I'm cooking like Wednesday night dinner at my house, it's always boxed broth because that's there. You can get some really good stuff there.
Of course.
Okay, so I want this fennel to be soft enough that it's not, I feel like it's gone from the crunchy to now just past that.
Okay. We got about 5 minutes to go, just under 5 minutes.
This is leek and bacon, potato and fennel is all going to go together.
So the leek and bacon were sauteed. The potato and the fennel were in the microwave.
microwave.
Now you're just pouring in the warm or hot chicken broth.
That's correct.
Now, Giuseppe, what have you done over there? You're assembling some things into a large
So
bowl.
what I have is like is julienne fennel. that I
Julienne
cut.
fennel.
Julienne, I cut it with a knife. My wife always cut it with a mandolin. It's very easier to do at home. And I mix it with a little arugula and a little balsamic and salt.
Arugula balsamic. Are you staying within the 5-ingredient limit over there? I'm just
1,
wondering.
2, 3, 4,
He counts
5. Bam.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
So
all
I
right.
have
All
poke,
right.
shrimp, arugula, burrata,
Pancetta?
and pancetta.
5, yeah, we're
5.
right in there. Okay, you got 5. So you pureed the soup, Rick. It's now back into the pot that you had the stock
into the
with.
pot. I'm going to give it just a little dash of water here because I think it needs that. Give it some seasoning with salt and pepper.
And we've got about just under 3 minutes to go.
Okay.
I think we're going to make it just fine. So Giuseppe, you're going to have the salad with the shrimp and the pancetta on top of it.
Yep. So I'm gonna
Okay.
cut the shrimp that I do with pancetta like in 3 pieces. So this is gonna be my crouton for the pancetta, for the salad.
Oh, that looks really good. It smells great in here. I love, again, the bacon, the leeks, potatoes, fennel.
I have to say that you can make this soup entirely without the chicken broth.
Oh.
And it makes it really focuses the vegetable flavors. And sometimes I just make it with water, I have to say.
Oh, okay.
Fennel or no fennel, it's just a really super delicious soup.
Okay. So Giuseppe is now plating his salad. He's got his arugula balsamic,
And
a
fennel.
little fennel. You're going to top it with your little croutons
Shrimp
of
crouton.
shrimp, pancetta wrapped shrimp, I should say.
So if you think about it, this is an entire meal too. If you stay home for dinner,
Absolutely.
and then you have a little cheese to put on top,
Oh, little burrata.
a little burrata.
Nice. Wow. Of course, the Italian's going to bring burrata.
Come on,
Yeah.
Steve.
That's good stuff.
Oh my gosh! So we have pancetta and
Surf
burrata.
and turf
My mouth
in
is
here.
watering looking at that
Awesome.
burrata.
I love that. Yeah, you got the Italian, but you also got the seafood guy bringing in like a couple kinds of seafood. Now, Rick, how did you
Okay.
finish your soup though?
Well, I just took, I didn't puree all of the fennel and potatoes. I didn't use up all of the leeks and the bacon, so I added those to the soup, and then just put a little bit of the tops of the fennel on there. And I missed my last ingredient.
We have a
here,
minute to go, actually.
which is the creme fraiche.
Oh,
And
yes.
we could use that, sour cream. I mean, if he's going to use burrata, I got to use
yeah.
some creme fraiche,
Sure.
right?
I'm surprised it's not like a
Okay.
Mexican crema though. You're going with creme fraiche.
You know, this is actually more in a European style here that I'm doing this, so I just decided to use the creme fraiche.
Yes, the lesson-
But this is very much
Yeah.
like, I just came back from Mexico City, and this is what the crema in Mexico City tastes like. So they call it Mexican crema, but it's really the same thing as the creme fraiche.
It's more
Okay.
sour or no?
No, it's just the
Same?
same. It's just the same.
And how
They're
did
really
you
good stuff.
how'd you finish your salad?
So I finished my salad, put a little bit of balsamic vinaigrette on top, and I put the fennel front.
So impressive,
Done.
guys. Exactly 15 minutes. Well
15
done.
minutes.
Well done.
We can do it.
All right. Very well done. We are going to taste this. Moment of truth time.
I wanna dig in.
Let's go with our guest first,
Okay,
and we should start with the
yes.
canapes, right? Yes,
My
let's
mouth is watering thinking about these guys. So it's just the raw fennel, right? You didn't blanch it.
Raw
or
fennel. So
anything.
it's nice crunchiness and the saltiness with the tuna and the soy.
I love that.
East meets west.
That's great.
Yeah.
Very
little
Ming,
different.
yeah, very Ming Tsai.
Yeah.
That's really good. I like that. On the beautiful raw tuna on the raw fennel.
Raw fennel.
All
So
you
it's
have is
brilliant. It's beautiful.
It's very healthy too.
delicious. Okay, salad time.
I love stuff like that.
Salad time.
Okay.
So this is, again, just remind us, there's chopped fennel. What's within the fennel? You chopped it up and
So
you
I
seasoned
chop it up. The small one, I like the extra. When you chop small fennel, it's a little more crunchy. It's easy to eat it. When you julienne, sometimes kind of like it's very hard to put in your mouth.
Now, you said you chopped it almost to that couscous.
Like a
place,
couscous
right?
style, yeah.
I wanna
Oh,
taste that-
man.
that
Many
shrimp.
of the shrimp, the arugula.
Now, so what you're
burrata.
learning here is that when you're cooking fast, if you use a cured pork product, it always makes everything taste
Oh,
better.
exactly. And maybe a little bit of burrata that's really creamy and
yeah,
yummy
yeah.
and runny.
The pancetta is very salty, so they give you a nice balance to the salad too.
A really lovely combination
But then
of
you've got-
amazing
Yeah,
ingredients.
peppery arugula, and again, this nice
Yeah.
fennel.
So you have a
Great
nice,
crunch, great texture.
That's beautiful. Just
a great
really,
thing.
really
I'm gonna put them on the
beautiful.
menu now. See?
You have
That should be on the menu. All right, let's go. Let's
Okay.
see what Rick's got.
I'm
Okay.
excited for this soup.
So this is super homey. Like really, this is the kind of thing, a Tuesday night dinner kind of thing for me. My bacon soup. Do you like?
There's
my
a little
bacon
bit of a fennel
Wow.
curveball in that potato leek, which
It's so good. So light.
added the richness
Right,
from the creme
simple.
fraiche. I'm going in
Right.
for seconds.
soup? That and a salad, maybe some bread, good bread. That's what I love to have.
I think we start with the canapes, and then we have a
Yeah.
little soup, and then we have a little
Salad.
salad.
Oh my gosh, this
Done.
would be
Tuesday
an
night dinner.
amazing day. Yes, 15 minutes.
Awesome. Recipes.
soup?
That's it.
The recipe's going to be on our Facebook page, the Feed Podcast. We're also going to have all the video on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, which is the Feed Podcast. Giuseppe Tentori from GT Fish and Oyster.
Thank you, Giuseppe.
Grazie.
It's
good to see you.
Grazie.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you, Steve.
It's a lot of fun.
Pleasure.